What's up, all my lovely subscribers out there? I appreciate you guys joining me. If you guys are new here, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. I wanted to do something a little bit different today, guys. I just got engaged to a really lovely woman, Kathy. This one's for you, baby. I wanted to dedicate this one to her. We're gonna make a beautiful seasonal fruit tart. I'm gonna show you how we separate the eggs. With the yolks, we're gonna go ahead and make the tart shell. And then with the whites, we're gonna make some meringue cookies that we use for a little garnish on there. It's gonna be really cool and a lot of fun. So guys, please join me. Let's get it. All right, guys, first up, we're gonna make our tart dough. So let's go. So I have 16 tablespoons of butter in here. To this, I'm gonna add 160 grams of powdered sugar, 3 grams of salt, and then a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we're gonna mix this until homogenized. You wanna just cream the butter with the sugar until everything's nice and incorporated. I like to leave my butter out for about maybe an hour or two, just so it's not cold. It's, it's nice and room temp. It'll actually make things incorporate a little bit easier, a little bit faster. We wanna let this go for probably about 3 to 5 minutes. Really cream that butter, and then we'll incorporate 6 egg yolks, and then make sure you save the whites. I'll show you what we're gonna do with the whites after that. And then we're gonna add 450 grams of all-purpose flour. All right, as you can see, the butter is nice and incorporated. What I like to do is take a spatula, scrape everything down, make sure everything's nice and incorporated, get it off the side of the bowl. And we'll go ahead and put it back on low. Then to that, we'll slowly add our egg yolks, one at a time. Make sure they're nice and incorporated. All right, so there's our 6 yolks. And then on low, we're gonna go ahead and add our 450 grams of all-purpose flour. And you definitely don't wanna overwork this dough. So once it's incorporated, you wanna go ahead and shut it off. All right, there's our dough. All right, and then next we want to divide this into 2 equal parts and just sort of flatten them out into discs, and then we'll roll them out in between 2 pieces of parchment, and then we'll put them in the fridge for about an hour just to chill out. All right, so we'll take our dough here, put another piece of parchment on top, and then we'll just roll it out into a sort of a flat disc. All right, guys, next up we're gonna make the tarts. We're gonna cut them out. You're gonna need a sheet pan, silicone. If not, use parchment, that's fine. You're gonna need a ruler. And then we'll need, of course, the tart doughs. Okay, guys, these are perforated tart rings. You can actually get these on Amazon or any pastry shop. They have little holes around the side that help cook evenly. If you don't have these, it's gonna make it a little bit difficult, so I would definitely pick these up. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and press. Boom, just like that. And we'll just take our tart and just place it right on the sheet pan. Put that right in there. Make sure you press them down. Not too hard, just lightly press them into the mold. There we have the bottom of our tarts. Now we're gonna make the sides and we're just gonna press them together. All right, so we have our tarts right here. Next up, we're gonna take our other sheet. And we're just gonna go ahead and cut the tops for the sides here. Show you how we do that. We'll take our tart, we'll just place it inside like that. All the way around. Then you want to just press the corners right here into the bottom, just so they adhere to each other. And just lightly pressing down into it, and that'll give it a nice seal. You want to just press these into the side. And then we'll take our knife and just cut off the top. Just like so. The last thing we want to do, this is called docking. So we want to take a fork and then just poke some holes in the bottom. This just helps cook a little bit more evenly because these have the holes on the side. We don't have anything obviously on the bottom, so this just helps it out. You're not going to see any of this because you're going to fill it all in, so don't worry about that. So we'll go ahead and put these on the fridge for about 30 to 45 minutes. You want them nice and chilled before you put them in the oven. Don't take them like this and put them in the oven because they won't come out right. You want them almost ice cold. You can put them in the freezer for about 20 minutes if you want to do that instead. That'll work too, but definitely get them cold before you put them in the oven. Bake off your tarts at 325 until golden brown and delicious. All right guys, I just wanted to show you a quick little trick with these tart shells. After they're baked, you'll notice that they have these little holes just kind of left over. You can take one of your microplanes and just kind of lightly shave that around, and that'll just really smooth out the tart shell, make it look a little bit more presentable. You don't have to do this, but this is very Michelin star. Just clean it up, make it look really smooth on the edges. So you want to do this around all the edges, and then on the top, you don't got to worry about the bottom. So we'll just smooth this out. I'll do this to all the tart shells. You want to just go around the top edge. This makes it look really nice. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up, and then show you how to plate the tart. Excited. All right guys, next I'm gonna show you how we split a vanilla bean. We're gonna make the pastry cream right now. So in here I have 473 milliliters of regular organic whole milk. And then we have a Madagascar vanilla bean right here. And then to that, I'm gonna add 135 grams of sugar. And then make sure you have 6 egg yolks. Just go ahead and split it right down. All right. And then you wanna take all these little seeds out. This is all the flavor right here. This is what gives it that beautiful vanilla flavor. And then you just wanna scrape it right into your pot. And along with the vanilla bean as well, that's gonna go in there. That'll add even more flavor. All right, so we have 1 vanilla bean, 473 milliliters of milk. So let's make the pastry cream. All right, first, we wanna heat up our milk with the vanilla bean, and then we're gonna bring that to a simmer. And then in a separate bowl, we wanna take the yolks, and then we wanna go ahead and whisk that with the sugar. All right, we'll add our 6 yolks. To that, add our sugar. We'll go ahead and whisk that up. You just want to whisk these up until it's light and fluffy. Then we're going to add our custard powder or cornstarch to this egg mixture. Then we'll add our custard powder or corn flour, cornstarch, whatever you decide to use. And you just want to whisk that till there's no lumps. So go ahead and ladle in some of this hot milk. Just be careful, you don't want the eggs to curdle. So this is called tempering. We just add a little bit of milk at a time. If you have someone around to help hold the bowl, that always helps. You want to make sure that you keep stirring. You don't want the eggs to curdle on you. And we'll go ahead and add the rest of the milk. You can actually save this vanilla bean and wash it off and then dry it and then put it in some sugar, and then you'll have vanilla flavored sugar. This thing lasts forever, so don't throw it away. Go ahead and take our mixture and then we'll strain it back into the pot. That just helps strain out any kind of lumps or undesirable you don't want in the pastry cream. And then I want this to be a blood orange pastry cream. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna add some zest to it, so it really infuses the zest of this blood orange. And then after we cool it, then I'm gonna add the juice from either 1 or 2 blood oranges. We'll kind of check and see. So go ahead and stir that around. We'll basically just keep stirring this until it thickens up. And we'll have our pastry cream. Then we'll let this cool, and this will be the filling for our tarts. See how it's coming together right there? Go ahead and turn that down. I like to add just a little pinch of salt. Go ahead and finish your pastry cream with 3 tablespoons of butter and the juice of 1 blood orange. Next, we'll take some plastic wrap and we'll touch the top of the pastry cream because you don't want a skin to form. So make sure you get it down in there, and that's good to go. There's your pastry cream. Guys, real quick, I wanted to show you how we can take those eggs that you separated, and I told you to save the whites because I wanted to show you how to make some meringue cookies. These are really fun. You can just nibble on them, or in this preparation, we're actually going to use them for a little garnish for the tarts on top, so it'll look really cool. So to start, we're just going to go ahead and take half the egg whites, about 6. You don't want to put 12 in here because 12 will be a little bit too much. So we'll start out with 6. I think that's a perfect amount. To that, we're going to add 3/4 teaspoon of Cream of Tartar, and this just helps stabilize the egg whites so they won't lose their air and they won't collapse on you. So this is very important. You definitely want to use this. And then we'll get that going. When you guys have it to this fluffy stage right here, I've been whipping it for about maybe 2 minutes or so. Once they whip up and they're all fluffy, then you'll just start adding the sugar gradually. This is 200 grams of sugar. Last thing you want to add in at the very end is a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'd say those are done. All right, let's pipe these. So one little cool trick you can do is you got your piping bag with your piping tip on. I have the small star tip. You can actually put it in a little deli cup just to kind of hold it. You can also stick your hands under it like this and just scoop it in, but I find it a little bit easier if you just have it like this. And then we'll go ahead and scoop in our egg whites. So you can do whatever little designs you want to do. All right, guys, after you pipe your meringue, go ahead and dehydrate in your oven at 170 overnight. All right, guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making this tart. I think my fiance is gonna love it. Beautiful fruit. Tart shell came out really nice. Pastry cream is super succulent. I added a little bit of the crumble that I shaved off from the tart, and then I just put a little ice cream on top, little quenelle. Last thing I gotta do is try it, right? So let's go. Oh, hate to break up this beautiful tart, but oh well. Chef's kiss. Oh, the pastry cream's nice and rich. The tart shells came out so flaky and crumbly. Got these beautiful meringues that we just added on so we wouldn't waste the whites. And then we got a little ice cream here too with the crumble. That pairs nicely as well. Then the last thing I did was I microplaned just a little bit of lime zest on the very top. That just adds a little bit of freshness and it really brightens everything up. So if you make this, I highly suggest it. It's not mandatory, but a little chef trick I thought I'd tell you. Yeah, so guys, that's the video. I really appreciate you joining me. If you haven't, please subscribe, share, like this video, share with your family and friends. I truly appreciate you being with me. I had a lot of fun making this video, and I really think my fiance is gonna love it. So guys, get out there and make some dessert.